Welcome back to Drought Zone, everyone. This is the place where we cut through all the noise, get straight to what really matters and everything exciting.
Exactly.
I'm your host, and honestly, I'm absolutely thrilled you've joined us for another deep dive, right here on Drought Zone.
Yeah, great to be here.
Today, we are plunging headfirst into the world of Formula One, specifically that qualifying session. Wow. It kept us all absolutely glued to our seats.
It really did. And our mission for this deep dive, it's pretty clear. We're going to distill the most important bits, those nuggets of knowledge from the incredible and, let's be honest, kind of chaotic Monza GP qualifying session. It just wrapped up September 6, 2025. Our goal is really to give you, the listener, a shortcut. Help you understand every key event, every standout performance, and crucially, what it all means for tomorrow's race.
Yeah, the big one.
At the Autodromo Nazionale Monza. Think of it like your ultimate cheat sheet, so you're totally clued in for Sunday.
Ah, Monza, the temple of speed. It's just legendary, isn't it?
Yeah.
Woven right into the fabric of F1 history.
It really is.
Every thousandth of a second there, it doesn't just count. It, screams at you. It's notorious for those unique challenges, especially the super low aerodynamic load setups the teams run.
Right, the skinny wings.
Exactly. And if you're picturing what that means, it basically changes everything for the drivers trying to nail a perfect lap. Less downforce, less grip, pushing the car down.
Makes it lightning fast on the straights.
Oh, yeah, incredibly fast. But so twitchy, so difficult through the corners. It's a real art form, balancing that raw speed with control.
Yeah.
And that pressure. It definitely showed today.
For sure.
So what's the big picture headline after all that? Okay, let's unpack this. Max Verstappen, phenomenal pole position. But the story behind him, it's complex. Intense battles, strategic gambles.
And those penalties?
Oh, yeah. Crucial grid penalties that have completely reshaped the starting order, especially for Lewis Hamilton. Big impact there.
It truly was a session where every single detail mattered. From, the exact tire choice to the millisecond timing of getting that perfect toe. And the implications for the race are huge, especially when you look at that revised grid. We saw drivers pushing the absolute limit, sometimes, beyond them, just to find that tiny extra hundredth of a second.
Absolutely. The margins were just astonishing. So let's jump straight into the action. Q1, the opening salvo, right? Would turn out to be an utterly captivating, really nail-biting qualifying session.
Yeah, this is where it all begins.
This is where drivers start showing their pace and, just as importantly, avoid getting knocked out early.
Yeah.
That painful early exit. The pit lane opened, green light flashed.
Yeah.
You could practically feel the tension, couldn't you? That rush of drivers onto the track.
Oh, yeah, palpable.
Q1 was officially on. And for everyone, the goal was simple. Find your rhythm, get a clean lap in, stay out of the bottom 5.
Avoid that drop zone.
Yeah, this first knockout round, it's all about setting a baseline, making it to the top 15 to move on.
And what was fascinating here, quite a bold move, actually, right out of the gate. Mercedes, George Russell, and their rookie, Kimi Antonelli.
Oh, yeah. What did they do?
They went unconventional. Started their first Q1 runs not on the softs, the fastest tires, but on the mediums, the C4 compound.
At Monza.
Monza. Now, think about it. Low downforce, every bit of grip counts, straight line speed is king. Starting on mediums. That's a significant gamble.
What's the upside? Saving tires.
Exactly. Potential reward. Save a fresh set of those quicker softs, the C5s, for later, Q2, Q3, maybe even the race. But the risk, huge. If the track evolved quickly, or if other teams just found more pace.
They could be out, just like that.
Easily fall outside the top 15. And the field looked tight already. Historically, gambles like that at Monza, they can look like genius or, a total disaster. Depends how it plays out. Takes real confidence in your car's pace to make that call.
And the track did evolve, didn't it? We saw some quick times straight away. The bar just kept getting higher.
Constantly changing.
Gabriel Bortoleto, for instance, initially. Quickest time, 1.20.349, surprising pace. But then, Nico Hülkenberg.
Yeah?
In the Haas.
Oh.
Turned heads immediately, placed third. And incredibly, in the same 10th as Ferrari and Mercedes, it just showed how tight it was right from the start. No relaxing.
Absolutely not.
Then, almost like clockwork, Leclerc and Hamilton. Ferrari. They quickly put their stamp on it, provisional first and second. Home circuit advantage, maybe?
Could be, though Leclerc did push a bit hard.
Oh, yeah. Put a wheel in the gravel at Lesmos, too. Just a tiny error, but it highlights those incredibly fine margins they were already dealing with.
Then Verstappen entered the fray. His usual style. A bit later, let the track rubber in, watch the conditions.
All right.
But once he was out, bang, slotted into second, just 11 thousandths behind Leclerc. A quiet statement, you know. But then McLaren.
McLaren time.
They made a big impact. Lando Norris, a blistering 1.1.611, and Oscar Piastri, right there with him, took the top 2 spot.
How much faster were they?
A full 0.2 faster than Leclerc's provisional best. That set a new, pretty formidable benchmark. Showcased McLaren's speed, their setup, a clear sign they were here to challenge big time.
And the Spanish drivers? They brought some real fireworks in Q1. Fernando Alonso?
Yeah.
You know, always pulling off these, well, miracles sometimes.
He does seem to find something extra.
He really showcased his form, fresh set of tires, expertly used a tow from his teammate. Bang, an impressive 1.15.658.
Wow.
Placed him second, just 47 thousandths behind Norris. That's basically nothing in F1. Hinted at his ability to just squeeze everything out of that car. That tow, we need to talk more about that. Crucial at Monza.
Absolutely critical.
He executed it perfectly. Then Carlos Sainz. He initially had to abort a lap, track limits in Sector 2.
You're off to everything, right? High-speed corners there.
Easy to do.
But he recovered brilliantly. Managed third. 1.1.641. Only 300ths off Norris, and get this, 0.014 seconds ahead of Alonso.
No way, that close.
That close. It just shows starkly how incredibly tight those margins were. A blink of an eye between those top spots. Which brings us to a crucial point about Monza qualifying, and really any F1 session.
All right.
The track evolution. It was constantly improving, rubbering in with every car that went round.
Right, more grip.
More grip, plus changing track temps, maybe subtle wind shifts. It makes the track a moving target. You have to extract everything on your final run, and early time might just not be good enough.
So teams are watching that constantly.
Meticulously,
Right.
monitoring the data, telling drivers the optimal time to go. It really separates those who can adapt quickly, adjust their lines, find those late tenths, understanding and exploiting those micro changes. That's key.
And because that track was improving so much, as Q1 neared its end, suddenly several drivers were on the bubble. That precarious edge of elimination.
Yeah, the pressure cooker time.
Pierre Gasly, Kimi Antonelli, remember, he hadn't used softs yet, sticking to that Mercedes gamble. Franco Colapinto, Esteban Ocon, Liam Lawson, all initially in the drop zone. Intense pressure, minutes left.
Every second ticking down just ramps it up.
Yeah.
And the final moments of Q1 were pure drama. Kimi Antonelli, finally on the softs, making the most of that better track.
Did you make it?
He did. Pulled himself up significantly, secured 11th, got through to Q2. A testament to that strategy paying off eventually, and Antonelli delivering under pressure.
Phew. Okay. What about Lawson?
Liam Lawson, a different story. For reasons not immediately clear, he stayed in the garage, didn't go for a final run.
That's risky.
Hugely costly. He was ultimately eliminated last. Just highlights how cutthroat Q1 is. You cannot afford to sit out when the track's getting faster and the field's this tight.
So the eliminated drivers from Q1, Isaac Hadjar, Lance Stroll, Franco Colapinto, Pierre Gasly, and Liam Lawson. And what's really significant here, looking at the bigger picture, Hadjar. This was his first Q1 elimination in his career.
Wow, really?
Yeah, so not just another driver out. It signals maybe an unexpected struggle for him, or just shows how brutal this session was. Stroll, a bit inconsistent for Aston Martin again. Gasly, maybe Alpine still struggling with low downforce tracks.
Indeed. And the key takeaway from Q1, connecting it all, just the extreme closeness of the field, reinforces how competitive F1 is right now.
How close are we talking?
A mere 0.2 of a second separated Norris in second from Hülkenberg down in ninth.
0.2 across 8 cars. That's insane.
Astonishingly small gap. And it really set the stage for an even fiercer battle in Q2. Margins getting tighter, pressure even higher. Everyone knew they'd scrape through by the skin of their teeth.
Talk about setting the stage. And just as we were catching our breath, a delay. Before Q2?
Not that brief one.
Yeah.
Marcel's needed to clean up gravel. Les must too. Turn 7.
A little reminder of how hard they're pushing, right?
Yeah.
Exceeding limits.
Exactly. Added a bit of anticipation, maybe disrupted the rhythm slightly, but also gave teams an extra moment to think.
Strategize.
Yeah, and Sainz and Albon were first out, both on used tires. Looked like they were practicing toe maneuvers.
Ah, the Monza ballet.
That classic strategy, get in the slipstream, reduce drag, gain that straight line speed. Absolutely crucial here. Sainz set a pretty modest time, 1.20, 0.239 on those used tires.
So those runs aren't about ultimate pace.
Not really. They seem less important, but they're crucial for fine-tuning that toe, finding the optimal distance, communication, timing. It can be the difference between Q3 and elimination later. It's a chess match, even then.
And speaking of pace,
Yeah.
Max Verstappen. Q2. Just whack.
Domination. Left no doubt about Red Bull's speed. He revienta el crono, as they say.
Broke the clock.
Absolutely broke the clock. An incredible 1.1104140.
How did he manage that?
Fresh softs, and crucially, a perfect toe from a McLaren. Went 1.5 tenths faster than Russell, 3 tenths up on Leclerc. Stunning display, speed, precision, strategy. It wasn't just fast, it was a statement.
Yeah, big one.
That lap just screamed confidence. Showed Red Bull had found that sweet spot for Monza's low downforce setup. Their engineers clearly dialed it in, stable at high speed, stable under braking, vital here.
And Max extracts everything.
His ability to deliver that, using the toe perfectly, pushing right to the limit, suggested a level of comfort and raw speed few others could match. Hinted very strongly at that eventual pole position. Shows their simulation work paid off too.
Meanwhile, Fernando Alonso kept going, didn't he? That impressive resilience.
Absolutely. Initially 10th, 1.110.7300. Decent, not amazing, but then described as un nuevo milagro, another miracle.
He found more time.
Significantly improved. A blistering 1.189.362. Put him 7th, ahead of Lewis Hamilton initially. Just incredible skill.
That's his third Q3 in a row.
Third consecutive Q3 appearance. Way exceeding expectations for Aston Martin, especially at Monza, which might not normally suit them.
How did he do it? Still just raw talent.
Extraordinary feat, racecraft, reading the track experience. But the sources specifically note he got a fantastic toe from Kimi Antonelli on his final Q2 run.
Teamwork. Or maybe just opportune timing.
Could be a bit of both. It's about perfect timing, communication, trust. Antonelli likely saw Alonso coming, adjusted his line, gave him the optimal slipstream. That cooperation, plus Alonso's precision, found those crucial extra tenths for Q3. Shows how smart driving, awareness, maybe a bit of help, can overcome car limitations when it's this tight.
But not everyone had it easy. Lando Norris. So quick in Q1, then drama in Q2.
Oh yeah, unexpected challenge for him. Had to suddenly abandon a crucial lap and turn to the garage. Why?
Car was low on fuel. Suddenly reported. Put him immediately in a really precarious spot. Outside the top 10. Immense pressure. One last attempt. Make or break.
That is incredibly high stakes. Coming back in, then out for one single lap. Monza, precision needed everywhere. Speaks volumes about his skill, his mental strength under pressure.
Did he crack?
No. Executed a perfect lap, basically no margin for error, made it in Q3, ended up 7th initially, then 5th after all times confirmed. Remarkable recovery. Highlights that mental resilience you need at this level.
Amazing. But on the flip side, Carlos Sainz. Bitter disappointment for him.
Yeah, tough one. Improved slightly in Q2, showed flashes, but ultimately failed to make the cut. Ended up 13th.
At Ferrari's home race.
Yeah.
Ouch.
A real blow. Tough pill to swallow for him in the Tifosi.
Any idea why? Just the competition?
Few factors, probably. The sources mention a possible incident in the pit lane noted by the stewards. Didn't specify what, but that could be a distraction, disrupt his routine, affect tire prep or track position maybe. And just the intense competition, tenths, hundredths, separating drivers. Any tiny error, a slightly wrong toe, losing rhythm, costs you dearly. Stark reminder of how unforgiving Monza qualifying is. Smallest imperfection, massive consequences.
So the drivers out in Q2 joining Sainz, Ollie Beerman, Nico Hülkenberg, Alex Albon, and Esteban Ocon. Some surprises there too.
Definitely. Pressure really ramped up, some big names missing out on the final shootout.
And just like that, down to the final 10. Q3, the ultimate showdown. 10 fastest drivers of the weekend battled through Q1, Q2, now all chasing that one prize, pole position.
The air was electric, wasn't it? Thick with anticipation. These are the guys who really mastered Monza today.
This is where strategy gets even sharper. Driver skill pushed right to the absolute limit.
Every 10th, every 100th, fought for with absolute precision, mental strength. The psychological game is just as intense as the driving. Finding that perfect balance, aggression, control, right on the edge. Pressure's immense.
And the first runs in Q3 immediately set a high bar. Lando Norris opened up 1.19.433.
Interestingly, slower than his Q2 time.
Yeah, 0.2 slower. Shows how hard it is to string that perfect lap together. Maybe track conditions shifted slightly. Left room for improvement anyway.
Definitely.
Then, almost immediately, Charles Leclerc, what our sources called an explosion of records. Revienta los registros.
What was the time?
A blistering 1.19.007. Snatched provisional pole. The Tifosi went wild.
Yeah.
Just 500s ahead of Piastri, a tenth ahead of Hamilton. Russell right there in fourth.
Phenomenal lap from Leclerc. Real brilliance. And it put immense pressure on everyone else, especially Verstappen.
Yeah, Ferrari on provisional pole at home.
Yeah.
Massive buzz.
Huge. Forced Verstappen to dig even deeper. It wasn't just speed, it was emotion. The crowd. Testament to Ferrari's pace here. They showed their hand. Strong one.
But then, Max Verstappen, as he so often does, first strike. And it was a stratospheric pole. Pole is stratospherica. 1.18.923.
Wow. Beat Leclerc.
Surpassed Leclerc by 0.084 seconds. As the sources dramatically put it, he destroyed Ferrari's party. Destroza la fiesta de Ferrari. Snatched provisional pole away. Masterful. Clinical.
And that dominance, it connects right back to Q2. He'd clearly found that sweet spot with the Red Bull setup for Monza. Low downforce dialed in perfectly.
Not just the wings, right?
No, it's a suspension, ride height, differential lock, all working together. Maximum stability at crazy speeds, stable braking. Combine that with his ability to push right to the limit, avoid tiny braking errors. He just extracts maximum speed where others might be a bit tentative or make a mistake.
Finds time others can't.
Consistently chips away at it, finds milliseconds, even after what looks like a perfect lap, puts him out of reach, shows a driver completely at one with the car, instinctively knows its limits.
This is the final push. Always nail-biting. All drivers back out. Last attempts. Yuki Tsunoda leading the pack out, maybe looking for a tow.
Could be strategic.
We saw Norris briefly improve, even went faster than Verstappen by half a tenth for a moment. Piastri secured third. McLaren showing that consistent threat.
But
Max, on his final run, did it again, improved again, defied expectations. A stunning 1.18.792 cemented pole, crushed any hope of an upset.
As the source said, Max is much Max Verstappen.
Exactly. Highlights that unwavering, unyielding, superior performance when it counts. Perfectly captures his relentless drive.
Post-qualifying, Verstappen, understandably ecstatic, quiet confidence, shared his joy about how much better the car felt all weekend, let him really fight for pole.
You admitted it was tough, though.
Oh, yeah. Acknowledged how hard it is to square the lap at Monza, finding that perfect balance, no wasted movement, and the challenge of avoiding braking errors with low downforce makes his achievement even more impressive.
But cautious about the race.
Ever the strategist, cautious about Sunday, noted that races have been a bit more complicated for us this year, suggests that while qualifying pace is there, he expects a tougher fight tomorrow, maybe tired to concerns, or just knows McLaren and Ferrari will be quick. Nuanced perspective of a champion, always looking ahead.
And Lando Norris. Excellent second, but still showed that competitive fire.
Never satisfied, right?
Exactly. Wasn't entirely surprised by Max's pace, acknowledged he'd been fast all weekend, but expressed personal satisfaction with P2, despite admitting to ups and downs in quali, and feeling he could have done better on his last lap. Always wants more.
Norris's comments, they really show that huge desire to win. He said plainly, I want to be ahead of everyone. Speaks volumes. And he's very aware of the challenge tomorrow. Acknowledged, normally in the race is when we are stronger, but overtaking Max is always difficult. We also have the Ferraris behind, and I'm sure they will come back.
Sets up a fascinating battle.
Absolutely. McLaren managing Red Bull ahead and a charging Ferrari with the home crowd behind them, right in their mirrors. Delicate balance, attack, defense.
Oscar Piastri, strong third. More understated, though.
Yeah, felt nothing special happened, just found his rhythm, but acknowledged the very tight weekend and obviously wanted more. His calmness under pressure is really becoming his trademark.
Seems that way.
Piastri's comments just underline that immense pressure, the precision needed at Monza, finding rhythm, executing cleanly in that environment. That is a success, even if you wanted P1 or P2. Shows the mental resilience needed, especially when tiny fractions mean several grid spots.
And for Verstappen, this pole, another milestone.
Significant milestone. His 5th pole of this season and the 45th of his career. Just exceptional, unbelievable record. Continues to rewrite the history books.
So we've gone through the intensity, the strategies, the speed. Now, what really matters for tomorrow? The starting grid.
Where it all comes together.
But with that crucial twist. The penalty that reshapes everything.
That twist being Lewis Hamilton's 5-position grid penalty. And this isn't minor, it's significant. Totally reshapes the start.
He qualified 5th, right?
Qualified an impressive 5th, yes. But with this penalty, drops 5 places, starts 10th. And that penalty cascades. Everyone behind him moves up 1 spot.
So really important for you, the listener, to know this when looking at the grid tomorrow. Changes the whole picture.
Absolutely vital. Drastically alters the competitive landscape, the strategic options for so many teams.
Okay. So after Hamilton's penalties applied, all adjustments made.
Yeah.
Here's the official top 10 starting grid for tomorrow's Italian Grand Prix.
Let's hear it.
Number 1, Max Verstappen.
2.
Lando Norris. 3, Oscar Piastri. 4, Charles Leclerc. 5, George Russell.
Okay, tight at the front.
6, Kimi Antonelli. 7, Gabriel Bortoleto. 8, Fernando Alonso. 9, Yuki Tsunoda. And 10th, Lewis Hamilton.
Right. Looking at that revised grid, you can immediately see the key battles, the strategic implications for tomorrow.
What jumps out at you first?
The big question. Can McLaren, starting P2 and P3, actually challenge Verstappen, or will they immediately be looking over their shoulders, defending from Leclerc in P4, at Ferrari's home race?
That podium fight looks intense.
It's incredibly fierce. You've got Leclerc, Russell in P5, and then the surprises, Antonelli P6, Bortoleto P7, 2 rising stars in prime positions to score big points, maybe even challenge for a podium. Massive test for them.
And don't forget Alonso, starting P8. Given Aston Martin's expectations here, that's strong. He's firmly in the points fight.
And you know Alonso, renowned racecraft, good strategy call. He could threaten higher up. He's a master at picking his way through.
Absolutely. And then Lewis Hamilton, starting 10th. That climb will be a major story. Can he navigate the midfield? Avoid trouble. Push forward with DRS. Crucial for Mercedes' hopes.
Can he pull off one of those legendary recovery drives at the Temple of Speed? That's the question.
So what this whole deep dive means for you, the listener, understanding tomorrow, it's way more than just speed.
It really is. It's about those intricate strategic plays, those razor-thin margins separating glory from disappointment, and the sheer mental strength of these drivers under pressure.
Every decision today shaped this grid.
Every tire choice, every toe, it all profoundly shapes this grid and will heavily influence how the race unfolds. Sets up an absolutely fascinating Sunday. Strategy, tire management, driver skill, just as important as outright pace.
So final thoughts. Max Verstappen's dominance in quali was undeniable, right? Found time when needed. But the margins behind him, so tight through Q1, Q2.
Incredibly tight.
So what unwritten chapters does Monza have for us tomorrow? Can the Temple of Speed really offer an upset? Or is this just destined to be a Red Bull masterclass, start to finish, everyone else fighting for scraps?
Well, indeed, Monza's unique nature often brings unexpected drama, precisely because of those fine margins, because of the toe. Raw pace is crucial, obviously.
Yeah,
but the art of the pit stop strategy, tire degradation over a full race, cunning use of the toe in battle, that could turn this pole into a much harder fight for Verstappen.
So it's not if he can win, but how?
Exactly. How will he have to fight for it? Against a field that is clearly right on the edge of breaking through, McLaren, Ferrari, even those dark horses like Antonelli, Alonso, they look hungry.
And that brings us to the end of the news for this deep dive into the Monza GP qualifying. Wow, what a session. What a setup for tomorrow.
Absolutely thrilling.
We've unpacked the key events, the incredible performances, that crucial grid reshuffle, hopefully giving you everything you need to be totally clued in for Sunday.
Ready for the race.
Thank you so much for joining us here on Draw Zone. If you enjoyed this deep dive, this analysis, and you want to stay ahead of the curve,
You know what to do.
make sure you hit that subscribe button right now on Draw Zone. You won't want to miss our future deep dives into fascinating topics just like this one.
Until next time, keep learning, keep questioning, and most importantly, enjoy the race tomorrow.
Farewell, everyone.